Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. Jason here. Sorry it's been a little while since I posted a video. I'll try and make this pretty quick. Thank you to all of our patrons, all of our supporters. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to check the links down below for links to today's book and anything else that we might find applicable. I need to have some traffic through that Amazon thing that you guys suggest in order for it to keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into today's video. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about Savage Awakening number 4 by Adastra339. I say this a lot, but I really hope that's a pen name. I already talked about books 1, 2, and 3. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. This is a fantastic lit RPG series. There is one small thing that I'm not a huge fan of that I'm going to mention, but this series is in my top 5. My top 5 lit RPGs. You know, it is, even though it takes a lot of inspiration from Defiance of the Fall, it is very much past Defiance of the Fall for me. I don't even read Defiance of the Fall anymore. It's up there with, Primal Hunter is my favorite, but Savage Awakening, it's up there. It's in my top 5. Even if it doesn't make your top 5, it's going to make your top 10, top 20. It is a very well written, awesome lit RPG book with great world building, cool system, cool, mostly overpowered character. It's a ton of fun. So, our main character, Zane. So at this point now, after book 3, he's finished the super dungeon. Pretty much book 3 just dealt with the super dungeons, and he started getting some of the gifts from some of the factions out there, as did most of his companions. And his companions are an absolute riot. Obviously, his partner, she's pretty strong, but they all start really coming into their own. Now, the book, when it's not focusing on Zane, it does tend to focus mostly on Reyna, his partner, but we still get a little bit on his other friends and their growth and the things that are happening with them as well. And you can tell that they will eventually come back together as a group, which at that point I'm very interested to see how the power of friendship goes with a certain oddball character. They're all kind of oddball. So they finish the super dungeon. They've gone home. Now at this point, this is where things really, really change for Earth and the people of Earth. Because now all these wider factions out in the galaxy, the universe, the system, whatever you want to call it, they can now start interacting with the people on Earth. Now, they're not looking at doing, invasions and enfolding Earth into their empire or anything like that. No. What they're looking at recruits. That now they can recruit. The Super Dungeon was basically like the recruiting combine, and now they are able to make their offers. And that's the thing. They make recruiting offers to the people that they think will be beneficial to their faction. For the most part, as we see in the book, it's generally, people that are top 100, top 200 on the planet. They're strong enough, they get some notice from the factions. Obviously, the higher up you are, the stronger of a faction that you're going to get notice from, although it's not just that. It also has to deal with your tendencies, what kind of path do you walk on. And that's where things get interesting for Zane. Now, we've already talked about, and it was brought up in the other books, this chaos cycle, how in a certain amount of time, and Reyna's starting to see some hints of it, there's going to be a chaos cycle, attacks on all the Empire, monster spawnings, great monster attacks by god-level beasts and waves of creatures. So these offers that are coming in to these powers on Earth, they include a lot of different things. Now, it's got a little bit of similarities to like cultivation books. Cultivation books, you join the sect, you have to have loyalty to the sect, you fight for the sect, you do what the sect tells you up to a point. You kind of have the similar things here. If you join a faction, then you have to fight to defend that faction. But for the most part, something that's fairly standard with these new worlds when they're doing the recruiting is that there's also a clause in there that the people can defend their planet first. So when it comes to the chaos cycle, these ones being recruited are likely going to go defend their planet. And that's part of these offers, is these offers are like, hey, come join our faction, and we've noticed that you are really big into shadow. You're really good with shadow. Well, come join our shadow faction, and we promise to give you 2 treasures, 2 such and such rank treasures to improve your comprehension of shadow law, plus such and such treasures to improve your level, plus we'll give you this training, we'll teach you these 2 skills, we'll also commit X to defense of your planet when the chaos cycle comes. Those are the kind of offers that are coming in. Some of them are, we'll commit, a small amount of forces, half a dozen of our elites or something like that. A lot of them, though, are saying, hey, we'll train you, we'll give you these resources, and we'll give your planet a defensive formation that will help defend them or help them when the chaos cycle comes. Stuff like that. So you've got hundreds of people on Earth that are getting all these kinds of agreements. Zane ends up being somewhat of a special case because he's got two paths that he kind of follows. He's got that God Beast Rhino path he follows, which basically just makes him extremely tough and extremely strong. But mostly, he didn't really think about the strength side of things. He's always thought about the toughness side of things. He wants to be able to tank the hits from his bosses. Thor's right underneath me playing with a bottle right now, if you can hear the sound. He wants to be able to tank hits for his friends. And then he's got his Stormfire. That in addition to his chains, his Stormfire, that's his main offense. So he's walking these two very, very distinct paths. And during the Super Dungeon, he came to the notice of two very distinct high level, elite, immortal, basically, people, extremely high level, probably God level. And these are people that are way up there, if not at the very top of massive factions in the wider galaxy, and they both want to make offers. One of them is the only other person that walks this Rhino path, and the other one is a master of the Stormfire path, which is very, very rare. So they both make offers to Zane. Now, what happens through there gets pretty amusing, and I'm not gonna spoil it by telling you which way he goes or how things end up going about. But then the rest of the book, for the most part, is actually a lot of fun for me. Some of you guys may not like it because it's almost more of a training montage. The rest of the book is him getting degrees more powerful in every aspect, from his body to his strength to his Stormfire to his skills to his fighting ability, everything. And when I say degrees more powerful, I mean if at the end of book one, his power level is the strongest on the planet was like a 2. At the end of book 2, his power level was like a 10. And the end of book 3, his power level was like a 40. By the end of book 4, his power level was probably like around 800. He goes through massive growth. The one thing I don't like about this book, and it's actually gotten worse for me through the series, each book has actually gotten worse, is that Zane is written as an abysmally stupid character. And I could tell that it originally started with the author kind of doing it for chuckles. Like Zane's like a really, 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 really big guy, a massive guy. He would dwarf Jack Reacher basically. So, you might have a scene, something like, he meets a group of kids and they'll have this inner dialogue of Zane thinking, oh, these kids, they all see me and they all shy away from me. They stay away from me. They almost act kind of scared. It's weird. Is it something I'm wearing, or does it smell funny, or I don't really worry about it. And it's played for laughs. Oh, why is my girlfriend giving me this look? Well, who knows? Or maybe it's because I put the dishes away or something. And it's just like, come on, I'm on the spectrum, and I'm not that dumb. I know it's written for laughs, but it's gotten really, really, really bad. But it's not so bad it's taken me out of the series. It still is in my top 5 lit RPG series. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun, guys. You guys got to check it out. Savage Awakening, book number 4. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.